welcome back to another episode of Beauty Around the World. My name is P.A. Clarke, and with me I have my trusted co-part, Codie, and she's here with us for which continent, Codie?
For the Middle East.
For the Middle East. All right, so when we hear of Middle East, what do you think about? What's the first attribute on the face? What's the first thing on the face you think of when you hear Middle East? Dubai, Iran,
Dubai,
Iraq.
Abu Dhabi,
Yeah.
Iran.
What's the first? For me, it's eyebrows.
Eyebrows, yeah.
It's eyebrows.
Eyebrows. Also, beautiful, large eyes.
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, it's that thick eyebrow, but also the nose. Even though they do a lot of work on the nose, it's the eyebrows, the nose, and something about the lips, where the upper lip generally is larger than the lower lip,
more
which
prominent.
is different than the North American, South American scenario.
Yeah.
So that Middle Eastern beauty occurs from the heaviness of these shapes in the face. Remember, the face is all about shapes, but there are two real shapes in the face, either angles or curves. There's no other shape in the face. And it's the combination of these angles and curves that makes up the cultural differences in the face. And where do these cultural differences come from? From an anthropological standpoint, it comes from the traveling of peoples, Africa, all around the continents when they were closer together, obviously. And as they deposited their frames in each of these continents, due to the weather and the food and survival, these features became more and more prominent for many other reasons, not excluding the mix with the Neanderthal and the Denisovans, which is Asia, and so forth. So there's a lot of Neanderthal trait in that European, Middle Eastern scenario. But yes, it's the eyebrows for me, and the nose, and sometimes the lips.
Yeah.
So, interesting story, and I think you were with me at this time. Let me know if you do remember sisters or family members, Middle Eastern, and the only thing they wanted to do were the cheeks and the lips.
Yeah.
Over and over, and I would see them like every 4 to 6 months.
That's awesome.
And they kept coming back for more and more and more, and I would kind of do less.
Well, if they're coming that frequently, because you shouldn't have to come that often.
You shouldn't have to come that often. But there was something about the features that they just really wanted more prominency. And I think at that point, it had to be about 15 years ago or so.
Okay.
So we didn't have all of the products we have available today.
Right.
And because of that, I wasn't able to make all the shapes and styles that I can make
now
today.
Yeah.
So you probably don't remember.
No, I don't. I'm curious to know like their age.
Very young. I think I did early 20s.
Yeah, because I think that tends to be the generation of when you rather than just accentuate or to for anti-aging purposes, it's more trendy or it's more.
So that's my take on necessity versus accessory.
Correct. Except it's more accessorized.
Right,
exactly.
right. So over 35-ish is necessity for anti-aging and aging beautifully. Below 35 is an accessory. I want nose, I want lips, I want eyebrows, I want high cheeks, I want chin.
Even if they never had them.
Even if they never had them.
I want lips.
So that choice makes it work.
So who are we looking at in this picture?
Okay, this first picture, what's her name?
I'm not sure who she is. I don't think she's an actress. I think she's
she's
stunning.
An actress.
Is she?
She's kind of an actress.
But I could tell how maybe if she's had filler or not. I feel as though her upper lip was probably more prominent at one time.
Absolutely. But if you take a look, if you can zoom in a little closer, look at the ratio of the upper lip to the lower lip. So one interesting thing is that in the medical world, the males in the medical world love to tell women what beauty is based upon ratio.
Really?
Of course. Hi.
You don't say,
yes,
Clarke. You
yes.
don't say.
And I have an issue with that because so many women do not subscribe to what these men believe is beautiful. And therefore, if you go to that practitioner, he or sometimes she will give you what their version of beauty is, as opposed to the version of beauty that you're asking for.
When I was a hairstylist, and this is no shade, all right, I'm going to preface this with no shade. We had a lot of male hairstylists that were LGBTQ, they were gay, so their preference was not women, obviously, because that's what that means. And some of them weren't like the best, most trained hairstylists in the world, but they had this crazy amount of clientele. And we would often say it's because women, regardless of who it is, would just want a man to tell them how to look. I know that sounds horrible, but like
I had that conversation today with a patient,
and it's the truth. Like
many women have insecurities that make them depend upon the male's version of beauty.
Yeah, because he would. I remember this one guy would butcher people's hair, and he would convince them
That is just amazing.
It was the God's gift to earth, and that they were just gonna walk out and just like stun everybody. Yeah. And the women would still come back, and I'm telling you, or they would secretly have their hair fixed by someone else and still go back to their main
But
stylist.
it's changing.
It is.
That's changing gradually.
Yeah.
But still, there are male practitioners that tell you what a beautiful lip's supposed to look like based upon a set of angles or numbers or Fibonacci design or whatever other design they pull out of their shoe. Now, it doesn't mean that there's no respect to these patterns in nature. 100%.
Right, because it is what it is. Yeah.
We're not a plant. We don't grow symmetrical like a plant.
No.
Our faces are not symmetrical like a blossoming flower or petal or like a sunflower with the symmetry and the angles and lines. That is not the human face. So therefore, I cannot work on someone using these kind of artificial realms to make them look beautiful. I want to know what makes you beautiful. I want to know if you love your cheeks and what you do or don't like about them, and whether or not you are interested in what I have to say about them. And most of the time, you're going to have an amazing work. Yeah. If I can step in your shoes.
Well, I
have. So on the first image, we have that upper lip that's a lot thicker than the lower lip, but you can't really tell because the shape is also different. Let's look at the second image here, where we have this before and after, and obviously the nose was done. It looks like there's a copious amounts of makeup on the after image, so you can't really tell what else was done too much, but we definitely know that the nose was done here. She has a large nose. I kind of like her nose in the before picture more than the after picture.
I do too. It gives it just seems more individualistic. It gives her character. But obviously, noses, I feel like, are the one thing that are, people could be very sensitive about as far as the features on their face. Right. But how amazing is it that she got to just make a little bit of a difference, which made a big difference, without getting a full-blown rhinoplasty.
Absolutely. I would tell you, the only thing I would add on her are threads to the forehead and brow, just to kind of lift the brows a little higher off of the eyelids for me. Also, going back to the first image, that's a forehead and brow lift using threads. Yeah. So using threads with that, I believe it would be amazing for her. So these are our two images of Middle Eastern beauty. There's so much more. And we kind of didn't want to just hold on to standard celebrity images that you know. So within these series, I'm going to try to bring individuals that you don't know and some celebrities that you do know if it's necessary to discuss about them. So guys, thank you for watching. Remember, there's going to be other episodes on our series of injectables around the world. Thank you, Codie, for being with us today. But you're going to be with us for the next episode. Yes, anyway, you will see that if you keep watching. Hey guys, if you're enjoying these videos, take a look at my new book, The Lust for Medical Beauty. This has everything you need to know about the origins of facial beauty, where it can take you, and why we need so much more. So check out Amazon #1 bestseller. It's the only place you can get it now, The Lust for Medical Beauty.